Hello everybody, welcome back to Doom Productions, and today we're doing a fun, different Filmmaker Hangout, because if you notice, there's not just two of us, there's three of us. We got someone special we're going to introduce you to. You may have recognized him from our video on Monday. This is Zach. Zach, say hello.
Hi, I'm Zach.
Zach, say bye.
No. Oh. I'm not your slave.
Zach, introduce yourself to the folks. Let them know who you are.
I am Zach Hendricks. I am an aspiring filmmaker. I'm a couple years younger than these fine gentlemen, and I am working with them on a feature film coming to you soon this fall.
Yeah, Zach's a buddy of ours. We've known him for a couple years, and he's also into making movies. And we were like, hey, isn't this a great opportunity for us to not just work on a project that's just from Jordan and I, but to bring someone else in and see what they want to make and what kind of what vision they have. So it's been a really fun experience. What we want to kind of talk about today is kind of what's on the horizons here at Doom Productions. What's coming up next? What are we working on? So we're going to kind of cover all of these projects that are coming up in the next couple months from us. Namely, of course, Zach's project is kind of the big one that's coming up real soon. So what order do we want to do this in?
Well, mine has the least. So each of us has our own project that we're doing. I'll briefly talk about mine because I have the least to share at the moment. But it's a Halloween movie. Surprise, surprise. If you remember October, there is a ghost who appears throughout the movie, a trick-or-treater dressed as a ghost. And we're making a movie about that character. It's called Two Little Ghosts. It's going to be out Halloween. I finished boarding it. The script is done. I am currently animating sections of it because there's going to be animations peppered throughout the movie. And, we'll really hit the ground running once we're done with these two projects. But, look out for that on Halloween, hopefully.
Yeah. And then for what I got going on, I have a feature film coming up called The Bell Rings, which is in the process of just in its final draft of being written, and then we're hoping that the first 2 weeks of August is going to be our bulk of our filming time. And that's kind of, I'm not going to share too much, but it's going to be a kind of like a modern-day American fantasy style movie, but set, not quite modern, in the Great Depression era, where two poor farmers find a wish-granting bell and all the things that come with that. So, yeah, that's one that I'm really excited for, and you'll get some updates on it as we're getting closer, but that's the teaser you get for now. Yeah.
And then there's Zach's project. So why don't you talk about, the project first. What is the project about? What is this movie about?
Well, this project is a feature film that will be focusing on three young guys who end up going on a camping trip, and they have differing understandings as to what this trip is, but our kind of main character of the three main characters has put together this group of guys to go out and hunt Sasquatch. Yeah. So it's going to very much be kind of this absurdist horror comedy type thing. So, yeah.
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 It's going to be fun.
And this project came together... How did this project come together? I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, so originally...
it's been a while.
We had... Yeah.
We've been talking for a bit.
We originally got together because I was pitching a Western to you guys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so we had gotten a bit of a ways into kind of pre-production on that. But we ultimately decided that it would be wise to postpone that till next summer. So we were trying to figure out, okay, what's a project that we can crank out in a pretty short period of time that we can have fun with. And we came to this kind of gradual development of this kind of camping story. It's kind of like on the road that we could easily shoot with little financial investment.
Yep.
And
no budget feature.
Yes. It worked out well because most of us all own camping gear and stuff, so that helps save a significant amount of money. So primarily just food costs and driving around, stuff like that.
And we just, I mean, I can't. I think we went out and got everything we need for the movie today. Everything we already had. I spent like $12. I think we spent about $12-15 at the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that like? $30 to $40 total.
Yeah. And we got a couple of little things individually. Like
Yeah.
I got a couple props, but nothing crazy.
This movie, I mean, so far, I think probably total, being generous with the budget, I think it's currently cost less than $70.
Yeah.
Being very generous with
Yeah.
the expenses. Because we all have camping gear. And the property we have access to is really easy. It's a buddy of ours. He owns it.
Who will also be in the film.
Yeah. You'll see him. I'm trying to think of like... I mean, what do you... I can't remember who came with the idea for the Sasquatch hunt thing, but it seemed born out of like necessity. Because so one of the reasons the Western didn't work out was you're going to film school in August, and not like PSU or anything, like Toronto.
Yeah.
So we knew, okay, you're probably going to be tied up most of August, so we wanted to be done end of July, wrapping with the movie, the Western. We had a finite amount of time, so we had all of July to film, and the way the story kind of played out, the scope of it all, we kind of realized that we needed, pretty much every single weekend had to be booked for filming. We had to have everybody committed. We couldn't really pay people. It was just on
no flaws with the scheduling. It had to go perfectly.
Yeah.
And
I know anything
everything
about filmmaking that doesn't happen.
exactly. And everything was just, we were on such a time crunch. It was coming up too far. We didn't have enough going on. So we're like, let's focus on this smaller project instead.
And so we kind of had a writer's room day, I think, where we were just pitching ideas back and forth. And we had gone, I feel like there were a couple of, we would leave each meeting kind of a different direction. I think there were a couple projects that came up in that time period. This was just the one we landed on. But
And I think it's I mean, the Western is like your dream project. But this is like a great, like, I mean, saying this before we even filmed it, like, this seems like a good, like, first feature. Just it's a comedy, it's low stakes, it's not going to be stressful. Like, because we've all three of us have blocked out the week to shoot. And it's always great when you can find friends to do that.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know if this is the best place to take this conversation, but, I mean, what are your current concerns, your hopes, your dreams with this project, Zach? We can do another one of these once it's done, and you'll be like, kill me now.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, right now, I'm just primarily focusing on the excitement and kind of using that to push myself forward into the week. But yeah, I'm not really too stressed. I mean, there are concerns that come up into my head, but nothing that really lingers. So nothing's coming to my mind right now.
Yeah.
But it's just like one of those things when it's like whenever you're working on something that you want to turn out well, you want it to go well. But yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice starting out on a first feature that is low stakes, because then it's like, if things that can go wrong are few, so it's never going to be like this huge, like, anxiety-inducing thing. And then also, I feel like if that goes well, it's so much easier to kind of build up momentum to a bigger project where you kind of can. It's like you're not just jumping in, head first, hoping for the best, but it's like it's calculated. This is a way that I feel like is a really smart approach to making your first film, as opposed to I'm making this big Western, and we're going for it and just hoping. Well, then if that falls apart, that's kind of a knock, I guess, to kind of how you're going to feel about making your next project, and you're going to kind of be in that state of anxiety.
Well, listen, too, we going into the movie when we were doing the Western, I mean, you made the decision, I think, to postpone it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ethan and I, we wanted to be sure that this was your movie, and we didn't want to mess with your Western project. And if you wanted to do it this summer, we would do it. We'd find a way to do it.
Yeah.
I think what we told you was it's just a matter of you're at the stage we were at, it was like, okay, we're gonna have to really compromise. So how much do you want to compromise? And you're like, you know what? Let's push it back.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's a really smart call. A call that we should have made when we made our first feature, honestly.
Yeah, Great American Sleepover was a nightmare.
Yeah, so you're already ahead of where we were. But, like, again, going from the Western, where it had all this cast, all these locations, these props, these costumes, these guns, stuff we had, to, like, that's so many things that could fall through. Now it's literally just us three. Mm-hmm. And the movie's on us as a group. Like, if something goes wrong, then that's our fault. But if something goes great, it's also, like, it's on us. So it's not like there's so many outside variables that we just don't have to worry about, which I mean, we haven't done a movie like that in a while.
No.
So.
And I mean, what's great is when it's such a small cast and it's a dedicated cast. Like, we know that when if it's just gonna be us, we're all equally invested in the project. There's not that same level of risk of someone dropping out or someone like calling out. Like, if I call out or you call out, I feel like we know it's for the right, like, for a real reason that's, like, legit.
Yeah.
But there's kind of just this, we have this ability to pivot, and, like, I think that's going to gel well for this kind of a thing again, where if things do go wrong for whatever reason, like, there's that safety net of experience plus, like, dedication that is going to make that easier to get over quick.
Yeah.
And I think the way that we approach this project works very well for just adjusting to last minute circumstances, because we very much did not go line for line with the script. It's very much more of kind of an outline where we kind of just outlined, okay, here's kind of the points we want to hit, and then how we get there is just kind of the freedom of ad-libbing on set.
Yeah.
So that kind of allows for a lot more flexibility in that regard, anyways.
The movie is going to be the scenes are going to be improvised, but we have the scenes, like, listed out.
We know what needs to happen in that scene, but how we get there and how that plays out is going to be on the day, and that's exciting because we haven't done an improv like feature, like fully improv minus House. I mean, that didn't have really dialogue.
A narrative one anyway.
Yeah, exactly, because House didn't have dialogue really, and you're getting and this is very much a more traditional movie story, like yeah.
And Zach, what have you directed? What have you done so far? I don't think we've covered that.
Yeah, I filmed a couple short things for a few high school projects, some of which were definitely better than others.
Are these available to see online? Do you want people to see them?
I'm sure they're available online, but I would not recommend seeing them.
That's fair.
Okay, we'll save that for
at
the
least
next
until after this one comes out, because
we won't hold them against you.
You may not want to see this one if you viewed those ones before.
Been there.
There was some editing issues, to say the least, as in no editing.
Yeah, the dog agrees with you.
Yes.
It's dinner time. Sorry, there's a dog over here. He wants to eat dinner, but he's not getting food yet. Anyways.
Yeah. What's your overall goal with this project specifically? Like, what do you want to get out of this project?
Mainly just experience in front of and behind the camera. I have had more experience in front of rather than behind. I have taken acting classes. I have also taken several classes in screenwriting and directing and stuff like that at community college that I've been at for the past couple of years. But I've never really been able to, sit down and say, okay, here's what we're going to do, and just run with that. So that's what's really exciting about this project for me, because this is like the first real project that I'm getting to like do that sort of thing with, I guess. And these guys have been very helpful in that regard. So
cool. You'll get an extra 20 in your pay later for that. Thank you.
And it's one of those things where the roles of our film sets are very blurred. Especially on ours, but I mean, we want to be clear. This is your project. You are directing this. Like, Ethan and I are going to show up tomorrow, and I mean, we're the putty in your hands, really. Like, if you're calling all the shots. With that in mind, though, our sets are run where everybody can do anything. Like, May was moving lights on some days of Video Carnage. We had Travis was he was like moving stuff around. Like everybody does a little bit of everything on our film sets.
It's pretty much whoever's closest to the thing that needs to get done.
Yeah.
If they're not doing anything, we're going to ask them to do it, and and it always works fine. Like there's never any issue with that for our sets.
I mean, we're very, very collaborative to the point. Like, we want everybody to have equal ownership of the movie, even if their credited role is just actor or cinematographer. Like, like, and I mean, on this one, like with such a small crew like this, I mean, I know I'm probably going to hold the camera. You're going to hold the camera. We're all going to hold the camera. We're all acting. We're all going to be moving stuff.
We're going to do set design.
We're all going to be doing everything. That. It's going to be a really fun collaborative process, which is something that I'm curious to know what your experience will be like once you're in Toronto, because that's when I was in film school, it was very much role oriented. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, like what your experience will be in Toronto. If it's more collaborative, or if it's more like. No, they're not going to say everyone can do it. That's the anti-film school.
That's anti-film school. That's
That's doing productions.
That's how you get an exorcism performed on you in the dorm basement.
See, that's another movie you could do.
That would be fun. Boy. That'd be fun.
The ideas.
No, but I'm really looking forward to it, and especially just like. I don't know. Especially, again, like it has been a while since we've done kind of a low-stakes comedy movie. Yeah. Even short. We haven't done a short film in a really long time. I mean, this isn't a short film, but short films are low-stakes typically. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's exciting. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else we can share with people. Because we don't want to spoil the movie. Yeah. We haven't even... See, if you're watching this is coming out on a Friday... But this is a Sunday, so this is the day before we're shooting. So
by this comes out, we're almost done.
Yes, hopefully. We'll see. I don't know. Like,
luckily, again, this is an easy movie to pivot. If there's like, we need a pickup day, this is like the easiest project to do that on.
If filming goes say we don't film anything this week, we still have all of next week. That we could shoot because it's just the three of us, really.
Exactly. That being said, we're shooting this week.
Yes.
Like, I scheduled my work around this.
Yes. Do we want to... I don't know if this is a spoiler, but should we share what we've purchased for the movie to give people a little hint?
I'll just say exactly what I bought today.
Okay.
If you will.
Okay.
I bought a hunting/fishing vest and a fishing net. But they will not be used for fishing.
I didn't really buy anything at Goodwill that's going to be used for the movie. I was like...
What'd you buy at Winco?
Okay. Winco. Well, let's see. What I paid for, we got some s'more fixins.
Nice.
And then I also paid for the soy sauce, which is going to go into some very special recipe.
Yeah. Something you can try at home with the kids.
Or maybe not.
Yeah.
I bought a pair of cargo shorts and a buttload of soda waters. Mm-hmm. And we got hot dog stuff as well.
We did. Hot dog stuff and
a pair
Lunchables.
Of boxers.
Lunchables. Yeah.
Oh, a pair of boxers?
Boxers, yes.
You got boxers from Value Village. That's right.
Yeah. I guess that really doesn't tell anybody anything.
I think that's perfectly clear.
Yeah.
Leave your comments down below what you think the movie's going to be about. More intricate.
Well, we already said what it's about, but
I mean, like, I don't know. Give me specific plot details.
Axe by axe layout.
You got to incorporate the props into your description.
Yeah, I mean, the props we did get. I mean, everything we bought at Value Village was either a key prop or a costume, like a costume kind of base. I mean, again, the movie we haven't spent more. I mean, it's split between 3 people, $70. So that's like 30. Again, 30 at most.
30 at most.
30 to 20. I mean, I probably spent actually more closer to $20 at the very most.
Well, I did buy a shirt and a hat that were a little bit more. That was $30 right there earlier. But yeah,
But I mean, again, like, we don't need anything else. Like, honestly, we could start shooting this right now
with nothing.
if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And we'd be totally fine.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's, I mean, I don't know. I'm just excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's a change of pace here at Doom Productions, and it's a nice one. It's welcome.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts? Any yes? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I can take us out. Okay. Well,
What?
Wait, I was gonna say I can take us out. There's no closing thoughts, unless you want to outro us out, or unless Zach wants to outro us.
Yeah,
out.
you should outro, Zach.
What do we usually cover?
What do you think the people need to know?
Yeah.
Come see our movie.
Yeah.
That.
Well, what's the title of it? What's the
Oh.
title of it?
Oh, that's
Yes.
the everything.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Okay.
You've waited for probably like 10 minutes. So the title for this very strange extravaganza is Wild Boys, The Hunt for Sasquatch.
You heard it here first, folks.
Stay tuned for more.